comedian. He hasn't done it very much, like under a few times. So I want you guys to be extra nice to the next comedian. His name is Andrew Ferenbach. Give him a round of applause.
Hello. Okay, those are for later. Anyway, so growing up, we had cats, which is not a big deal for most. Some of you guys are cat people. I used to be a cat people. Anyway, so one thing that you have with cats is cat food. But we also had a cat flap because our cats were outdoors, and so very often tomcats would be attracted by delicious female cats and delicious cat food. So sometimes we'd come home from an evening out, we'd come home and sure enough there was a blessed tomcat on my mother's bed. And so, we'd raise holy hell, the tomcat would be like, uh-oh, run straight out the place. And so, this was an occasional menace which we were always vigilant of. But anyway, one fine day, because the cat flap was just a basic little thing, it closed with a magnetic seal, and when the wind used to blow, and in Edinburgh it blew a lot, then the cat would go flippity, flippity, flippity. And that was a pretty annoying noise all in all. It was like flippity, 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 bloody wind. Anyway, so one time, just, the thought just popped into my head. I mean, I must have been like 10, 12 years old. I thought to myself, stupid cat flap. And so I thought, right. And I imagined I was a penalty striker, sort of aiming for the goal. Here it is, 1-1. He's going for it. I did the whole graceful run-up, ran towards the cat flap to teach you to go flapita. Then went, pow! But instead of going flapita, there was a noise, and I was like, uh-oh. And I jumped to the ground immediately, opened the flap, and there was an extremely stunned tomcat across the garden. At the very instant that I had done my goodness knows, Cristiano Ronaldo impression, this tomcat had just been saying, cat food and lady cats. And what would happen is, curse smack, and so he'd been catapulted across the garden. And we didn't see him around for a while. He was like, I'm not going near that thing, it hits me in the face. Anyway, thank you for your encouragement. Seriously, best audience member ever. Anyway, also growing up, I used to love, when you would prepare for a party, because party meant several things, including party balloons. Best thing ever. I mean, I loved blowing up balloons, I loved playing the inevitable game of volleyball with balloons, I loved even, balloons after a while became a little bit boring. So I thought to myself, how can I make a balloon more entertaining? So I got those little silver balls that you put on cakes. If you don't know, never mind. Point is, they're a small object. So I put a few of those inside a balloon, blew it up, spun it around, went whee! And I was like, well, that was entertaining for 5 minutes. And then eventually my ideas evolved. And I thought, what else can I put in a balloon? And so I thought to myself, I don't know if you can see where this is going, but I'm glad that you're laughing already. So I thought to myself, okay, washing up liquid. I can put washing up liquid in the bottle. Not in the bottle, in the balloon. So put a few drops of fairy in the balloon and a few drops of water, blew up the balloon, and then shook it, and it was kind of boring. So I thought, well, that was a bit of a waste of time. So I just, discarded it. And then hours later, my little brother comes in from the garden with an absolutely dumbstruck look on his face and goes, Andrew, the strangest thing just happened to me. I was out in the garden and I saw this balloon and I kicked it around for a while, but then I got bored with it and I stamped on it. And I don't know who inflated it, but they must have been going like continuously because it was absolutely covered in bubbles of saliva. And of course, I had to own up. Like, okay, not in fact saliva at all, but with hands that does dishes, it's very liquid. But anyway, so now on to the visual aid portion of the event. Because it may be difficult for some of you to believe, in fact it's difficult for me to believe, that I used to have hair. In fact, I used to have plenty of it. And this is not Photoshop, I hasten to add. So, time was, I used to look like, wait for it, this. Oh yes. Yes, I know what you're thinking, Spandau Ballet, yes. People made that comparison. But before I became this fine specimen, right before my haircut decided, right, that's enough, and it left. I went through this, which yes, I grew out my hair, I had an undercut, I was experimenting. It was my second year at university, I hadn't had much luck with girls, nothing to do with the haircut. I also started cooking for myself, so I lost a lot of weight. Anyways, but I don't know if any of you have been to New Year in Edinburgh, but around Edinburgh at New Year's, when the bells go off, then everybody kisses everybody. Suddenly the normal rules do not apply, and so, far be it from me to be rude, everybody went around kissing everybody. And then, you know, there was I with my wonderful hair and my baggy shirt and t-shirt, ran up to a group of girls, kissed one, but then I realized, oh no, I'm losing my friends. So I promptly spun around and started running towards my friends. But then I heard a voice in the back going, hey, come back, come back. I'm like, well, this is good. Nobody else had said this. I promptly hit the brakes, spun around, screamed back. I was like, yes. At that moment, two things happened. First, one of them said, hey, my other friend's a lesbian as well. And the second thing that happened was my friend appeared behind me, slapped his hands on my shoulder, and goes, Andrew, where in the hell were you? At which point the girls go, sorry. Curse my gender. In fact, it was the self-same friend and I that, hey, how am I for time? Pants, I am out of time. Well, it's been super, guys. More to follow, and thank you for your clapping.